When we say your body is your real survival tool, it's not just a motivational line. It's a truth that becomes painfully clear the moment everything else around you stops working. Think about the blackout scenario from a story. The entire city shuts down, technology collapses, and suddenly all the things we rely on every single day, lights, chargers, internet, transportation, are gone in an instant. In a moment like that, the fancy gadgets you bought don't matter. The apps you use every day don't matter. What matters is you, your physical ability, your durability, and your mental resilience. And that's why your body is the most powerful survival kit you will ever own. When people imagine survival situations, they think of knives, flashlights, or emergency tools. But the truth is, the strongest weapon you have is your physical capability. Your body is the thing that will carry you when you need to move quickly, lift something heavy, protect yourself, help others, or stay awake longer than usual. Your body is the engine that powers your actions, whether that means walking miles to find water, climbing stairs in a powerless building, or staying mentally sharp when fear tries to take over. This is why fitness is not just about looking good. It's about preparing for the unexpected. Your strength training becomes the reason you can lift debris or carry supplies without getting injured. Your cardiovascular fitness becomes the reason you can walk long distances without collapsing. Your flexibility and mobility help you squeeze into tight spaces or climb obstacles safely. Your core strength keeps you stable when you're tired or stressed. And perhaps the most important element of all, your mental discipline, comes directly from training your body. Because when you push yourself physically, you're also teaching your mind endurance, patience, and control. You learn how to breathe through discomfort, how to stay calm when your heart is racing, and how to keep going even when your muscles scream at you to stop. That mental toughness becomes priceless in a crisis. It gives you the ability to think clearly when others panic, to make smart decisions when the pressure rises, and to trust yourself when everything around you feels uncertain. And the beauty of all this? You don't need to be a bodybuilder or an athlete to be prepared. You just need a body that you've taken care of, one that's stronger today than it was yesterday. Even small, consistent effort pays off. A few minutes of walking each day builds endurance. A handful of push-ups strengthens your chest and arms. Simple breathing exercises improve your calmness. These small habits compound over time and transform you into someone who can handle more than you ever imagined. At the end of the day, your phone battery can die, your internet can fail, your car can stop, and your surroundings can change without warning. But the strength you build, the stamina you train, the resilience you develop, that stays with you. That moves with you. That protects you. And that's why your body, your own personal survival machine, is the greatest tool you'll ever have. You. When we say fitness prepares you for real-life crises, it's easy to think we're talking only about looking good, losing weight, or building muscles. But the truth is far deeper. Every workout you do is quietly shaping you into someone who can survive, adapt, and stay strong when life becomes unpredictable. Fitness is not just about the gym, it's a form of insurance. It's training your body and mind for situations you don't see coming. Think about any emergency situation, a blackout, a natural disaster, getting lost outdoors, or even something as simple as a car breaking down at night. In moments like these, your physical conditioning becomes a deciding factor. Can you walk long distances if needed? Can you stay calm when fear spikes? Can you help others or yourself without collapsing from stress? These aren't questions about aesthetics. They're questions about survival. This is exactly why the story of Adil matters. His fitness routine wasn't built for showing off. It was built through small, consistent habits that unknowingly prepared him for a moment where he needed his body and mind more than anything else. His breathing exercises helped him stay calm in chaos. His endurance training allowed him to travel distances when transportation failed. His strength workouts helped him move obstacles, pump water, and assist people who needed help. He wasn't a superhero. He was just prepared. Every workout you do, no matter how small, increases your real-world resilience. That 20-minute run you push through even when you're tired, that's building the stamina you'd rely on during an emergency evacuation or a long walk home. Those push-ups or squats you do, that's developing the strength to lift, carry, or protect something important. That stretching or yoga session, that's improving your mobility so you don't get injured doing basic survival tasks. Even your hydration habits and nutrition choices matter. They teach your body how to function well under stress. But fitness also trains something even more important, your mindset. When you challenge your body, you train your brain to stay composed under pressure. You learn to control your breathing, slow down your thoughts, and stop panic before it consumes you. You learn that discomfort is temporary, and endurance is built through patience. This mental stability becomes your greatest advantage in a crisis, because survival is just as much psychological as it is physical. Another powerful thing about fitness is that it teaches you to conserve energy wisely. Just like a deal used controlled breathing and paced steps to travel far with minimal fatigue. Someone who trains regularly knows how to manage their body efficiently. You learn when to push and when to rest. You learn how to avoid burnout. You become aware of your limits, and more importantly, how to expand them safely. And this preparation isn't dramatic or extreme. It happens slowly in your daily routines. Each workout is like adding one more layer of protection to your future. You're not training for a crisis, but you're becoming someone who could survive one. So remember this, fitness is not just a hobby. It's not just about looks. It's practical, powerful, and deeply connected to your ability to stay alive, stay strong, and stay calm when life throws you into the unexpected. When we say use your resources wisely, especially in a survival situation, it might sound simple. But when pressure hits, when your heart rate spikes, and when panic tries to take over, making the right choice can be the difference between staying safe and making things worse. In the Blackout story, Adil had something everyone else desperately wanted, a phone with the last bit of battery in an entire city. But instead of wasting it, instead of scrolling or panicking, he used it with intention. And that decision changed everything. The truth is, survival isn't always about having the most tools. It's about making the smartest use of what you do have. You could have 5 supplies and waste them, or have 1 supply and turn it into a lifeline. And this is where fitness, mindset, and discipline come into play. When you train your body, you're also training your brain to think clearly under stress. You learn to slow down, analyze, and choose the most efficient path forward. You learn that the first impulse isn't always the best one. Think about how we use our phones in everyday life. Most of us grab them without thinking. We drain the battery checking notifications, refreshing apps, scrolling endlessly. Not because we need to, but because it's a habit. But when things get serious, habits don't help you, awareness does. The moment Adil saw 8% battery, he had 2 choices. Act like everything was normal, or treat that remaining power like gold. He chose the second option. He treated the phone as a tool, not a toy. And that's the mindset real survival requires. Using resources wisely also means protecting your energy, your physical battery. In a crisis, overreacting burns oxygen, burns calories, burns stamina. Fitness teaches you something extremely valuable: how to regulate your body. You learn how to conserve strength by moving efficiently. You learn how to breathe in a way that keeps your mind steady. You avoid rushing because you know pacing is key. These skills are invisible until the moment you need them. Another important part of using resources wisely is planning ahead. Adil had offline notes because he prepared earlier. He saved maps before he needed them. He learned a few survival tips before they became relevant. That tiny bit of preparation turned into a major advantage later. And this applies to everyday life too. The workouts you do today, they're preparing your body for moments you haven't lived yet. The food choices you make, that's fuel for future emergencies. The self-discipline you train during fitness, that becomes clarity during chaos. Even emotionally, using your resources wisely means not letting fear drain you. Fear consumes energy faster than physical effort. Staying calm preserves mental strength, so you can think clearly. And thinking clearly keeps you alive. So whether it's a phone battery, a bottle of water, a bit of sunlight, or your own physical stamina, everything becomes precious in a crisis. And those who survive aren't the ones with the most tools. They're the ones who use whatever they have with intention, patience, and intelligence. That's real survival. And that starts long before the emergency happens. When we say health equals independence, we're talking about something far more powerful than just being fit or in shape. We're talking about the ability to rely on yourself when everything else around you fails. Because when you really think about it, true independence isn't about money, status, or even access to tools. It's about having a body and mind strong enough to carry you through situations where no one else can help you. And nothing exposes this truth more clearly than a crisis, like a blackout. When the lights go out, phones die, cars stop working, and communication collapses, people suddenly realize how fragile modern life is. We depend on machines, devices, and systems for almost everything. But when those systems break, all that's left, the only thing you can truly control, is your own physical and mental strength. That's why health isn't just something you take care of when you feel like it. It's a long-term investment in your personal freedom. Imagine a situation like Adil faced in the story. No electricity, no water, no way to call for help. You're miles away from anything useful. In moments like that, independence comes from your stamina. Can you walk long distances? Can you stay focused when stress spikes? Can you remain calm while others panic? That kind of independence doesn't come from a store, or a charger, or an app. It comes from the body you've built and the habits you've trained. This is why fitness goes far beyond muscles or looks. It's about being capable, physically and mentally. Health gives you the ability to make decisions based on strength, not fear. It gives you the confidence to face challenges without immediately looking for outside help. And it gives you the freedom to move, act, and survive on your own terms. When you train, even in small ways, you're telling your body, I value you. I'm preparing you. I want you to be strong when I need you the most. And your body remembers that. Every squat, every run, every push-up, every healthy meal, it all becomes stored energy you can draw from later. Fitness gives you endurance when transport fails, strength when machines fail, calmness when technology fails, and clarity when the world around you becomes chaotic. Independence also comes from resilience. A healthy person can handle stress better because physical training teaches your nervous system how to return to calm. It teaches your heart how to handle pressure. It teaches your lungs to stay controlled. And it teaches your mind to think logically instead of emotionally. That's why some people freeze in crisis while others move confidently. Those who've trained have built a stronger inner engine. And here's the most important part. Independence is not about being alone. It's about being capable enough that, even when alone, you can still survive. A strong body lets you protect your family. A healthy mind lets you lead others. Your fitness becomes a source of strength, not only for yourself, but for everyone who depends on you. So when we say health equals independence, we're reminding you of this simple truth. The stronger your body, the freer your life becomes. You're not just living, you're prepared. You're not just existing, you're capable. And that kind of independence is priceless. When we say train with purpose, we're talking about shifting your entire mindset around fitness. Most people exercise without intention. They go to the gym because they should. They jog because it's healthy. Or they diet because they want to look better in photos. But training with purpose means something far deeper. It means understanding that every workout, every repetition, and every healthy choice is preparing you for the challenges life will eventually throw at you. It's not just about building a body that looks good. It's about building a body that works when you desperately need it. Think about the story of Adil again. He didn't know a blackout was coming. He didn't train because he expected the city to go dark. He trained because he wanted to be better, healthier, stronger. What he didn't realize was that his regular training was quietly preparing him for a real crisis. One that required endurance, strength, focus, and calm. That's what training with purpose gives you. The ability to face the unexpected. Training with purpose means you approach fitness with a long-term vision. You're not just lifting weights. You're building the strength to move obstacles in an emergency. You're not just doing cardio. You're developing the stamina to walk miles if transportation fails. You're not just practicing breath control. You're training your body to stay calm under stress when everyone else is panicking. It might feel like just another workout today, but in the future, it could be the reason you survive a critical moment. Purpose-driven training also changes the way you interpret progress. Instead of obsessing over aesthetic goals, bigger arms, flatter stomach, six-pack abs, you start asking more important questions. Am I stronger than I was last month? Can I breathe better under pressure? Can I carry my own weight? Can I handle discomfort without giving up? Those are the qualities that matter when life gets real. Those are the qualities that build true resilience. And here's the beautiful part. Training with purpose doesn't require extreme workouts. It doesn't mean you have to run marathons or lift massive weights. It simply means being consistent and intentional. Choosing to walk instead of sit. Choosing to stretch instead of ignore your body. Choosing to learn new skills, like balance, mobility, or controlled breathing. Every small step becomes meaningful because you're not training for looks, you're training for life. Purpose-driven training also builds discipline. And discipline becomes a superpower in survival situations. When everyone else is overwhelmed by fear, a disciplined mind stays focused. When others burn out quickly, a trained body knows how to pace itself. When panic spreads, a purposeful person becomes the calm in the storm. This ability to stay grounded, to make smart choices, and to act instead of freeze, that comes directly from fitness with intention. And finally, training with purpose gives you confidence. The kind of confidence that doesn't come from mirrors or compliments. It comes from knowing you've built yourself into someone strong, capable, and reliable. It means trusting your body to carry you when everything else fails. It means being prepared for the challenges you can't predict. Because in the end, you're not just training for today. You're training for every tomorrow life will bring.